People the Purple Butterfly here, otherwise known as People7 on Twitter and YouTube, and people elsewhere on the internet. My blog is located at purplebutterfly-people.blogspot.com. And it's finished. The strap has been attached. It swivels. Ta-da. And as you can tell, I added a grommet to the straps here. Ta-da. But more importantly, because I showed you yesterday how to attach the D-ring, there it is. Not going anywhere. As you can tell, it's very secure. But I decided to do it a little bit different. Instead of using a grommet, I used a blue jean button, which basically is a rivet, but the only rivets I could find were an 1/8 inch to a 1/4 inch, and I wanted one that was 1/2 inch to an inch. So I just went ahead and stuck a blue jean button on there. What I did first, I'm going to show you that. As you can tell, you can't tell from the inside where it is. I cut a piece of tape that would be the same amount as when it overlapped right here to match that edge. Then I put that aside, left it on the roll, attached the rivet. After I got it hammered through, I put the piece of tape on the back. Then I put the finished folding the tape over and let the rivet poke a hole through the tape so that way the trim matched up. Then I put the blue jean button in place, put the protector over it, took the hammer, slammed it together, and you get this, nice and secure. This ain't going nowhere. So there you go. And then just because I happen to notice a little wear right there where my flap is, I put a piece of red tape just so that way when it folds I have more durability and stability on that. Because when I first made the fold, I kind of scored the tape so that way I have a folding line because it's vertical tape instead of horizontal, so it didn't make a natural fold. And I got a bunch of glare there, don't I? Anyway, that piece of tape there allows it because, that's another thing. If you want to make a stability piece of tape for a flap when your stripes are vertical, fold it the opposite direction, put the tape on, make a little crease right there at the top. So that way when you fold it back over, you don't have to worry about it buckling or anything because that takes the crease towards the inside. And you end up with a purse that does not look like it's made from duct tape. It has the same accoutrements that you find on any purse in the store because these are the accoutrements you will find on any purse in the store. Go to some place like Joann's Fabrics, Hancock's Fabrics, some place that sell the supplies for creating purses or duffel bags or whatever. Use your actual accoutrements made for stuff that's factory or machine made. You're just using it on your duct tape fabric, so it still gives a nice, clean, professional finish. That's also why I don't rip my tape. Anytime you see me using duct tape, you're going to see a nice, clean edge like that. Because I'll use some scissors or an X-Acto or a rotary cutter. Now, there are times when I might tear the tape, and that's for stuff where it won't matter, like when I'm creating the fabric. But when it's time to put the fabric together, I'm going to cut it and then follow the rules of construction for sewing because, I learned to quilt and I learned to sew. And the one thing that you never ever want is a raw edge. And you always iron down, and make sure your creases and your seams are correct. Well, when you're working with duct tape, you're doing the same thing, only you're using the duct tape as your barrier. So where I would normally iron the seam, I'm taping the seam. But I'm still going to do it the way that I was taught when it came time to sew and quilt, so that way I have a professional finish and no wrinkles all over everything. I can't. No, can't do the wrinkles. Anyway, I mean, wrinkles are fine when you do them on purpose. You know, like when they had the linen suits out a few years back that were purposely wrinkled, and when they had the broomstick skirts that were crinkled into a pattern and permanently wrinkled that way. That's fine if it's on purpose. But when you're going for smoothness and you get a bunch of wrinkles, you know, you just want to grab an iron. But with that being duct tape, hello, you can't iron it. So when I first start making the fabric, and there's a video on that too, I go for a smooth finish on the offset. So that way the finished product has that same professional smoothness. Especially if I'm walking around with it, somebody go, "Oh, where'd you get that?" And I say, "I made it." You know, I don't want somebody going, "Yeah, looks like it." No, you know. If I made it, I want them to go, "Really? That looks really good," because then they might buy one. And I don't want to sell them one that looks like I picked it up, balled up out of a garbage can and threw it together. So, of course, the one I wear is not going to look like that either. So, it's like, even in my crafts, I do quality work. If the craft becomes a sell item, that person knows they're going to get quality. Because if it's not good enough for me, then my brain says it ain't good enough for you. So I make everything as if I'm making it for myself. So that way, if it gets passed along to someone as a gift or as a sell item, it's on point. Anyway, this has been P+7. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And stay blessed. Bye now.